Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Gen X Dave, and this is Gen X and Beyond. Lonely, your camera's on your smiley face. Hi, Morgan. How are you?
Hello. I'm doing
Is
okay. How are you?
I'm good. We're good. We're good.
I
Be better, but I'm not gonna complain. That's for sure.
mean, won't nobody listen if you do, so there's that.
Nobody. Yeah, nobody would listen if I did. So, what up, Lonely?
What
How you
up?
doing, bud?
Hey.
Good,
So,
good.
before we go any further, just know that anything we say on this show is completely of our own opinion and our own views. It does not represent or reflect anybody with Spotify, YouTube, Riverside, X, anybody else that we decide to post our show on. It does not represent or reflect them. It's completely of our own. Facts don't have feelings. You can check your feelings at the door. Not everybody is going to enjoy this show. Because really, we're just three dumb guys that don't know what the fuck we're talking about.
We know a lot or little about a lot of things.
We know very little about a lot of things. Very little.
Speak for
And
yourself.
questions, comments, concerns, or requests to be a guest on our show, genxandbeyond at gmail.com. Go to Twitter, go to x.com/Gen X and Beyond.
We don't claim to be professional either.
Yeah, we're
I'm
not
a jack
professionals.
of all
We're
trades
just
and a
three guys
master of
who like to
motherfucking
talk.
none.
Yeah, jack of all trades, master of none. You
Unless you're
know,
talking about pot or simple science.
exactly. Well, I don't know about simple science. I know that there's only two genders. If you're
Ain't
talking
that
about that
simple
term,
science?
that's I guess yeah, that is very simple. You know,
Simple science.
Well,
common
if you
sense
want to be
says,
technical, there's only two base genders. There's
well,
also there's also an abnormal gene expression of intersex that is it's you're still got a primary sex. You're either XX or XY primarily, and then you have an extra Y or an extra X. But I mean, those are you're talking about less than 1% of the humans on the planet,
well,
and so
and I'm not going to get into all that either.
oh, it's
So,
important because that's what that chick was that dude that beat everybody's ass in the Olympics. Uh,
what in
uh,
boxing?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah. It was intersex with X
Let me ask you guys this question.
XYX, I believe. No,
Let's
XXY.
let's talk about boxing. Did you
Okay.
guys
men should
see?
box men, women should box women.
Did you see the Mike Tyson Jake Paul fight?
Yeah, we talked about it.
Did we,
Yeah, on
Yeah.
Spotify. Everybody go check that shit out. We
bro?
got a whole library over there already if you're watching us on YouTube.
Uh, I think I don't know, man. I think it was just all for money. I don't.
You know it was all for money.
I mean,
But
I
are
mean,
they
it
going
was
to be sued
definitely.
because of it?
I feel like it was definitely staged.
Yeah.
I feel like Mike Tyson could have knocked Jake Paul out in the first round, and he didn't. And I feel like later on in
He
the
could have done
fight,
it a couple of times.
yeah, and I figured later on in the fight, after he got tired, I think there were a couple times that Jake Paul could have knocked Tyson out. But I mean, if Tyson was serious about the fight, they would have never made it that far.
Right.
Um,
I he
It
he
was
pulled a lot of
staged.
punches.
It
He
was,
backed down a lot. It wasn't Mike Tyson. You watch any other Mike Tyson fight in history,
yeah, it's
that's not
not,
him.
that's not him.
what was
And
good
And
about
him
him?
saying, oh, he was real, this, that, no one.
no,
No.
What was the deal of him biting his glove?
It's because he literally does have a biting asphyxiation. It's the oral fixation.
Yeah,
So,
that's why he bit dude's ear off.
yeah,
Holyfield, I think.
like, so, I mean, and stress tends to like bring those things out a lot
You
more.
think Tyson was too old to get back in the ring?
I think he was too old to go. How many rounds was it? 8 rounds?
No, I think it
Was,
was only 5.
was it 5?
Yeah, I think it
Yeah.
was 5.
It was a short fight.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't think he's
I
old
can't
enough.
recall how many
He couldn't
matches
keep
it was.
this up for 5 rounds.
Right.
But like he essentially like there were multiple times he could have just knocked the shit out of Jake Paul.
He
Boom.
could have knocked him out big time.
And every
And quit.
opening that you could see it coming, you could see it coming. You saw the quick, and then he got right through Jake's defense and right up there where he could have just boom. He didn't.
Right?
Instead, he backed out and, like you said, I could have
No,
killed you.
it was
I
great.
could have killed you. So,
Well, ladies and gentlemen, considering this is going to be our first video that we're doing, and considering that uh, it's going to be posted on YouTube, everybody welcome.
howdy.
I am
Like and subscribe.
100% Republican, just so you all know. But I'm also open to discussion and correcting they need to be corrected.
And I am
I
not a
wouldn't.
Republican.
I wouldn't
I
say
am
I'm
also not a Democrat.
Republican, but I'm definitely
Yeah.
not a Democrat.
Let me rephrase that. I'm not a Republican. I'm not really a Democrat. I'm a nationalist. I'm a constitutionalist. I'm America first. How's that? Does that
I like
work?
Constitution. I
Okay.
like the
I'm pro
Constitution.
1A, pro 2A. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, you know,
So you're a constitutionalist, right?
yeah, nationalist,
I
constitution.
got a question for you.
Yeah.
In the Constitution, the right to uh, have a kid on the U.S. and then become a citizen. Trump,
If
Trump put a thing out, signed the thing, and Supreme
The
Court
executive,
is fighting it.
the executive order.
Yeah.
oh that was the idea of it is and Trump made that all clear on Twitter. Like the whole reason why is we had a horrible. The last time the Supreme Court looked at this constitutional amendment was in the 1800s.
Okay, but
So
they
it
just
does need to be looked at again, and he preemptively he knew that it was going to get challenged, and that's the whole idea is so that a newer, modern Supreme Court can make a clarification on the founders' intent of that.
so
It's not well, not the founders, but yeah, that admission
um
into our Constitution.
so if you want to deport all illegals, if the illegal has a kid, the kid is now a citizen, but yet you want to keep the families together.
And
How do
that's
you
what
do that?
Trump is changing. That's
Right.
what the
That's
executive order addresses is that the United States Supreme Court needs to look at it again and re-clarify it because the last time they did, the debate wasn't illegal immigrants. The debate was slaves
right.
and legal migrants that had been imported from Asia to build the railroad. Like, what are these people's legal status now that slavery has been abolished?
Right. They shouldn't have none.
And well, back then is a different story because the
Back then
slaves,
may have been
the
a different
migrant
story, but
workers,
now,
they were here legally. They were considered legal residents of the United States. If you've jumped the border and come across without getting a visa and without getting your passport stamped, you are not here legally. You are
right,
trespassing on United States property.
correct.
So you don't get to jump the border with the baby in your womb, shoot it out, and say, "Hey, my baby gets to stay here."
Right,
So
because
do I.
we're trying to, you know,
All right, look, let's watch
That's
this. Let's watch this.
that's my common
This is
sense take
beautiful.
on it.
This is beautiful.
And he's live in Boston, where he went on an exclusive ride along with ICE earlier today. Pretty incredible access you got there, Bill. And how are things unfolding?
Well, John, ICE is incredibly surgical with these operations. They build intelligence on their targets for a week or two, learning when and where they're going to be somewhere. Then they go out and grab them. It's usually all over in less than a minute or so. And we got to see that firsthand. We embedded exclusively with ICE here in Boston yesterday. Take a look. Good morning, everyone. It's a frigid 5 degrees in the pre-dawn hours just outside of Boston, where this team of elite ICE officers is briefing on their targets for the day. We're going to be targeting some extremely violent offenders today. Within moments, the officers are on the move, with eyes on their first target.
Looks like we got movement, target vehicle coming out.
They quickly take him into custody. He's an MS member wanted in El Salvador for aggravated murder, and he has an
Get
Interpol
him
red
outta
notice out for
here.
his arrest.
We are targeting very violent threats to our community.
I'm not going back to Haiti.
One of those
There you
threats
are.
is this illegal alien from
All right.
Haiti. ICE says he's a gang member with 17 criminal convictions in recent years.
Where do you want to go, brother? We'll put you on a plane, we'll strap a parachute on your back, and we'll fly you the fuck over there. But you don't want to go to Haiti? Where do you want to go? Tell us. We'll put you on a plane, we'll give you a parachute. We can't guarantee that parachute's going to work, but we'll do our best to make sure our surplus parachutes are of a quality that you'll be able to land where you want.
Bro, you're bogus, dude.
So
Trump, you feel me? Yo, Biden forever, bro. Thank
Ah.
Obama for everything that he did for me, bro.
everything he did for me, all the tens of thousands of
Boston
dollars he
quickly
gave
takes
me
down
of your
its next
money.
targets, including this illegal alien from Brazil who has an Interpol red notice for armed robbery. This Salvadoran illegal alien charged locally with
I
rape
didn't even have
and
to break
released
into
by a
your
sanctuary
house.
jurisdiction.
You
Listen,
just
you hear
gave
what
me
he
your
did?
money.
Did you hear what he just said about this
Yes.
dude right here? Watch, listen.
For armed robbery. This Salvadoran illegal alien charged locally with rape and released by a sanctuary jurisdiction.
Yo, ¿cómo se llama?
Released by sanctuary jurisdiction.
Yeah.
Now, if we go back to the Obama days when somebody did that, they were locked up. It didn't matter what country you
Done.
were from. You were done. Done.
Yep.
Done.
Mm.
And this Dominican illegal alien charged with assault with a deadly weapon and heroin trafficking. Officers also arrested this Guatemalan MS-13 gang member facing gun charges. ICE says he was released from local custody just the day before. Their detainer request was ignored because of sanctuary policies. And in a sign of shifting priorities with the new Trump administration, this man, who was in the same apartment as the target, was also arrested after ICE determined he's also in the U.S. illegally. This is what ICE calls collateral.
So you guys got your main target just now, but you got somebody else. What just happened?
So our main target.
So they just so happened to get an extra bonus when they went in there and
But see, I have a problem. I have a problem with J.B. Pritzker's little stunt he's pulling. Yeah,
oh yeah, him banning the state and local officials to work with ICE.
right.
Our governor, our lovely governor, our governor,
Yeah,
the governor of Illinois.
but
Yes.
but yet he's playing nice right now. He's playing nice right now, and giving up these people he has in jail so he can free up more space. These violent offenders, he's willing to give those up. But if a cop sits there and pulls somebody over, he's not allowed to ask them, "Are you illegal?" and then run his name. No, he's not allowed to do that. All he is allowed to write the ticket and send him on his fucking way. If he has a rape case in another state, he just let a rapist go.
In another state, if he's wanted in the United States and they find that out, they're going to arrest him, right?
But they're not allowed to ask him. If he has no ID,
Well, if they're stopping him with a reasonable suspicion of a crime and you don't have ID, then you're subject to be detained so that your ID can be certified. But only if there's a reasonable suspicion of a crime. But I mean, fuck, cops
feeding
make that shit up all the fucking time, man. I just saw a guy get arrested because he was on a patio and he had keys in his hand and there was a car that was supposedly stolen in the parking lot. We're talking about a public parking lot. And this guy's just walking around the parking lot with keys because he's the janitor of the building that the parking lot is to. And the cops like approach him and say, "You know whose car this is?" He's like, "Yeah, a lady that's inside the store, or inside the building." And they're like, "Well, this car's stolen." And he's like, "I don't want shit to do with that. Bye." And they arrested him.
for
What
what?
charge?
Obstructing justice and what was all charges got dropped instantly, like, but originally they detained him for obstructing justice. But like they violently threw his ass up. He's like on the clock. He's at work.
All right, listen to this. You ready?
Yeah.
State and city leaders are trying to ease fears from Chicago's immigrant community over possible federal raids.
Eric Rung is in the newsroom with more on this story. Eric?
Well, good morning. Part of President Trump's executive orders concerning immigration would allow immigration arrests to be made in, quote, sensitive locations like churches and schools, which for more than a decade have been off limits.
Plans have been circulating for some time now at City Hall and across the city on how to deal with President Trump's calls for mass deportations, including providing information about resources available to immigrants. Putting into place executive orders.
The Cook County Public Defender's Office has an immigration division that provides some support and legal support.
They are working with Chicago police and other city departments to make sure they know how to deal with ICE if they are approached. Chicago Public Schools has also been informing principals that ICE agents are not allowed in schools unless they have a signed federal warrant. The CTA, while not anticipating dealing with ICE, issued directives to workers that they do not have the authority to provide consent for a search.
No mass deportations.
In Little Village, the calls for mass deportation hit very close to home.
Our community is clearly being attacked by this administration.
Braving frigid temperatures, people gathered in Little Village to protest President Trump's executive orders targeting immigrants. They fear families could soon be ripped apart.
The immigrant community has provided so much for this country, and yet we're being attacked.
Some lawmakers in Springfield are pushing the state and cities to work with ICE when it comes to immigrants who commit
That was
crime.
the Capitol building right here
Representative
in
Dan
Springfield.
Ugasti says, quote, public safety is not an issue, and Democrats must work to cooperate with federal efforts to remove people who are not here legally.
All right, let's pause that for a second. Yeah, that's my Capitol, bro. That's our Capitol building. That's
There
where
you
all
go.
J.B. Pritzker's corrupt ass shit happens, right here in Springfield, Illinois.
Hmm.
Just so y'all know. J.B. Pritzker, here's my message to you, bro. You can kiss my ass. I didn't vote for you. You're a piece of trash, and you're a liar.
An issue, and Democrats must work to cooperate with federal efforts to remove people who are not here legally and have criminal records. Governor Pritzker yesterday reminding everyone it's been a long-standing U.S. policy to deport undocumented immigrants who commit violent acts.
I don't want them in my state. I don't want them in the country. If you're going to commit crimes and you're undocumented, you don't deserve to stay.
The governor continued saying it does more harm than good to deport
Now, I want everybody to pay attention to what I'm about to say.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was talking about.
Let me let me explain to you. It's been completely clear. Okay, I don't know where your camera went. There it is. But it was
He was
completely
scratching his balls.
cleared.
Give him a break.
It was completely cleared by Donald Trump, and he said the worst of the worst. The worst
At first,
and then whoever is around when the worst of the worst is picked up is just collateral damage. He said that and made that clear on national television. Every news channel was fucking had it on their news. I watched it. It was on MSNBC. It was on Fox. It was on CNN. It was all when he signed those first executive orders at the Oval Office. Yes, he clearly stated that.
My suggestion, if you're worried about getting deported from this country, you need to take your ass up to Canada or take your ass down to Mexico. You need to cross back over one of those borders, and then you need to take your ass to a port of entry with your fucking passport and get a visa.
Yes, do it
Otherwise,
the
I
right
don't
way.
fucking care.
Right, do it the proper way.
Right. I wouldn't go to Canada illegally and expect them to let me just roam around and take advantage. I mean, that might be the case there. I don't know. Because I've never tried. Because I got a passport and I got a license, and I just go to the fucking border and go through a port of entry legally. It's not hard.
I'm just saying, bro. It is Mayor Brandon Johnson of Chicago and J.B. Pritzker, the governor here in Illinois. What jokes, man!
they are.
What piece of jokes. There,
Yeah,
JB Pritzker says, "Oh, I am pro woman and I'm for woman rights," but yet you allow men who identify as women in women's bathrooms.
yeah. No, you don't.
You support women's rights and clearly can't tell us the definition of a woman.
Right.
Biological
You,
woman. When we
you,
when we pass laws to protect women or to ensure their fair treatment, we passed them. Those laws were passed, and the people that supported those uh, activism that caused those laws to become passed, they supported it based on biological gender. That's the point. Women should not be getting beat up on by men. Nobody
Right.
should be assaulted, but especially if you have an upper hand. So, like, if if somebody comes at you with a pipe, right, and you pull out a gun and you shoot them,
mm-hmm,
and you can't prove that self-defense, who had the advantage in the fight? The person with the gun.
right. I got something else I wanted to talk about, bro.
Like, and that's how it is. Men got the testosterone. That's the gun. Women got a, you know,
The estrogen.
right. And when it comes to like a fist fight in a boxing match, or a lot of the physical things, there's no competition. That's why golf has always had two separate tees, and that the golf leagues have two set. That's what they're for, people. They're for the biological differences between the genders. So because you feel like you're the other gender doesn't mean your body agrees with you.
Right. Here's something that we're gonna give this YouTuber a shout out tonight. Riva TV. Riva is her name, and I want y'all's opinion on this. All right. So, boom.
Trump passes insane new child support law. Patriots, if you don't know about this, Trump passed a new law that whoever is paying the child support will get to declare those children on their taxes.
I need you to come to the courthouse with me real quick.
She didn't really come to the no, hell no. I ain't finna go to the courthouse.
Come on. No, wait.
The courthouse for what?
So I can take my child support.
Sis, do not put his name on the birth certificate.
Now, with all the stuff that's going on, he's already signed so many things into place. I know right now a pen hate to see Donald Trump coming.
Yep.
Shout out to River.
What's up, guys? It's your girl Riva, and I'm back again with another video. So Donald Trump is officially president again. His inauguration was held yesterday, which there's a lot of stuff that took place that I think that we should definitely talk about. But all I know is that this man has not even been president for a full 24 hours yet, and baby mamas are in a tizzy. Okay? The baby mamas already are trying to find a way to cancel this man and change all types of stuff that he's trying to put into place. After he basically gave them back TikTok, to express himself and tell all their business on this platform.
Hold on, before we go any further, just so everybody knows, the truth about this has not been confirmed nor denied. I have not found any information if any of this child support stuff is true. So I'm not supporting the legitimacy of the rumor, but remember, this is possibly a rumor mill. Okay, so
what's the rumor exactly again?
Child support.
The child support's a rumor. No, don't break my heart.
That was obviously not enough because of a rumor that women that put men on child support will actually no longer be able to file taxes for them and receive any tax benefit from said children. So we're going to go ahead and take a listen to a round of videos and everybody's thoughts and opinions on it.
Trump passes insane new child support law. Patriots, if you don't know about this, Trump passed a new law that whoever is paying the child support will get to declare those children on their taxes, okay? So say you're a single father, single mother, and you are not the one paying the child support. You will not get the tax return for your child.
$823 overnight. Discover the 3:30 p.m. trading phenomenon that targets payouts.
So, with that being said, let me explain what that means, just in case y'all don't understand what that means. That means if your baby mama, you girlfriend, you are the one that has custody of the kids, and the baby daddy has to pay child support. That means you no longer are able to claim them babies on your taxes. The man gets to claim them babies on his taxes because he's the one paying the health insurance and paying the child support.
And in the rarity you are the one paying the child support, you'll finally be able to claim your kids.
Yeah.
So
now, if the roles are reversed, ladies, okay, just so y'all are aware of, if the roles are reversed and the father has full custody and you are the one paying child support, you will be the one that gets to file the kids on your taxes. And he will just only continue to receive child support, and that's it.
But remember,
conspiracy theories. Yeah.
It's just a rumor.
Allegedly.
For now.
Allegedly.
No.
I'm just saying. There's a big turnaround when it comes to child support. A big turnaround. Almost makes, some man. If that's going to be true, if that's true, and turns out to be not a rumor, that's going to change the landscape.
Dude, I love it. I love it.
You know how many women, you know how many baby mamas are going to be? Well, see, here's the problem. There's going to be some baby mamas that'll be like, okay, you can have full custody of the kid. I'll pay child support.
Right.
But think about it. Is it really in your best interest to do that? I'm just saying. There's going to be a lot of scandalous ass shit going on. I promise you that. A lot of
I don't think
scandalous
it'll
ass
change
shit.
too much because that's the thing. A lot of the times in the baby mamas cases where you have little baby factories for welfare checks, they're welfare checks, and that dude's in jail or on the run. Am I wrong? Like, how many of the baby mamas out there are actually scamming the father out of child support, and how many of them aren't just collecting a welfare check per kid, per child monthly?
Right.
I mean, 90% of the time, that's why the state would go after somebody to put them in jail for child support is because they need to hold somebody accountable for the $2,000 to $10,000 that they're giving this woman because she can't stop creating babies. Like somehow it's the guy's fault. Only the guy's fault. So the guy goes to jail.
So I wonder if that's going to open up a new revolving door for even twice as many abortions.
Abortions, yeah.
Nope. No, I because with Roe v. Wade being overturned, every state can decide the
It's
criteria that's
legal
necessary
in
before
Illinois.
a woman can kill their child.
But wouldn't that
Like, I mean, I know most of the states most of the states that plan on banning it, they're only going to allow for rape or incest or some other
Not,
thing that
not
took the
Illinois.
choice to have sex out of the woman's hand. See, that's kind of the point. Women and men, like men with child support. Hey, don't have sex if you can't pay child support because you can't be a deadbeat dad if you knock up 6 different women. And the
Right.
same thing for the women. Like, don't let 6 different men fuck you and knock you up. If you, you know, if like because we're not gonna let you just keep banging
Yeah,
random guys and killing
don't turn
babies.
into a Bonnie Blue.
Like, it's not birth control. Abortion is not birth control. It's clearly not birth control. From the moment conception occurs, you have a unique DNA that didn't exist prior to your choice. And if you don't understand that's what the choice you made was, then you're clearly not mature enough to make that choice. And your parents did you a disservice because like you should be taught that as a child that like you just don't go fuck around for fun. Sorry.
Trump orders all federal workers back to the office
That's awesome.
Immediately.
for 5 days of work week?
I don't know. I guess.
Is that
I guess.
enough to make a dent in what was created in the 4 years that was wasted
Well, that was also a lot of
previous?
reason why things were on back. Like a lot of federal,
You don't think they're going to fight that?
what?
That executive order. You
No.
don't
Oh
think
yeah, there's already
somewhere
lawsuits brewing
like the
from. There's already
senators and the
lawsuits brewing.
congressmen,
Really?
Yeah, there's
the elected
already.
officials are not going to abide by that
No, the
executive
fucking
order.
unions are suing.
I mean, the bureaucrats, you might be able to hold the bureaucrats to it, which would be nice. But I mean, then again, there's always going to be a category where that doesn't meet. Like, field work is field work. There's going to be people in the government that do field work.
Well, yeah, we know that they're going to be out in the field regardless. But as far as office workers go, that's who's fighting.
Yeah.
Well, then I don't understand how that's the Department of. I don't understand how that's efficient
If
because
you're the president of the United States, you are the leader of the federal government.
Yeah.
You, he's the one that went to remote work after COVID. Now it's time to bring everybody back to the offices and get them back to work
right.
because it is.
I'm not sure if that's going to make a dent, like Luke said.
Well, it may not make
I
a
think
dent, but it's
I
gonna
think it
help.
could be the adverse response, because that's the thing with an office environment. If you can do your same job well at home, you're being more efficient with the company's money, because that's office space they
All
don't
right,
need to rent or pay
stop,
for you to
stop. You
possess.
can't do your work more efficient from home.
Mm,
Reason
Yes, you
being,
can.
no, you can't.
It depends
Reason
on your
being,
job, but yes, you can.
reason being, you have kids at your home.
Well,
You
no,
got
no,
to
no, no,
take care
no.
of kids.
We're doing a
You
podcast
get a
from our
phone
house,
call.
which is technically work. We're in our homes. This is remote work we're doing right now, Luke.
Yeah, in a form, in a way, bro. You gotta
It
give him his
depends. It's a
props because he is
case
right.
by case
And
basis.
really, my whole
You
thing is
can't
this right
paint
here.
it with a broad brush.
Okay, but see, here's this to the federal workers that have newborns or 2-year-olds or 3-year-olds, kids that's not in school yet. They used to go to daycare so they could go to their federal job office
Right.
and go back and go to work every day, which is what they were supposed to do every day. Okay. Now it's time to get back to that. So you got two choices. You either find another job or make arrangements with your daycare and go back to the fucking office. You cannot
Mm-hmm.
work at home with a 3-year-old or a 2-year-old running around banging everything in the goddamn house.
Right.
There's no way
I'm
you're
still not.
efficient.
It depends. I'm not going to paint it with a broad brush. I know there's a lot of government jobs. I know there's a lot of office jobs, and I know that businesses that are able to downsize their office space because they have more employees at home, they on their bottom line budget, they save money.
Okay, so hold on now.
Paying somebody to
Here's
occupy an office space for 8 hours a day isn't necessarily the right business move to make. And Trump's a businessman; he's trying to save money. So I'm not sure how efficient this specific decision is going to turn out, because I don't know the specifics of, well, how many of these jobs are going to be more efficient with somebody coming into an office. I don't know enough about how many government jobs are out
okay.
there and what they
So
are.
this is what's up.
Neither do we.
There's government jobs scattered across the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
with federal approvals and being on backlog for 4 years.
Right.
Federal approvals for digging, federal approvals for drilling, federal approvals for mining, federal approvals for game and wildlife, federal approvals for uh, federal parks.
Okay. So
These
processing
processing and all
approvals and
that's
licensing.
backlogged for years. For
Yeah.
years because nobody's been in the office.
Right.
Well, then somebody's not doing their job. Somewhere somebody's not doing their job, because the
And that's why,
managers get paid a hefty six-figure salary to make sure everybody's doing their jobs.
and
So
that's why,
Because they're doing their job
so
remotely.
I think maybe those managers should be fired, and people should be put in place that actually manage their employees correctly.
No, they're doing their job remotely. Therefore, they ain't coming in. Therefore, they ain't keeping an eye on their workers.
They're remote workers. What
yeah.
specific job are we talking about here? Because BMV workers aren't remote.
Well,
You
neither
ain't
are
going from
park
BMV
cleanup.
with people behind a desk. Like, that's what I'm saying.
Neither is
We don't
park
know
cleanup.
specifically what job descriptions this executive order is actually affecting. We don't. Who exactly is going to have to work in the office now that's been working from home for 4 years? I don't know. A lot of people went remote during COVID.
Yeah, a lot of people. Now, you on the other hand, Lonely, there's
I,
days that you have to sit at home and you do all your work from your PC at home and on the phone.
yeah, because if my
Sometimes
work's
that
done in
should
front of a
because that
computer,
is your
right?
style of job.
And you
If
know how
that
many of
was
these government
your
jobs are that style of job? A
but
lot of them.
listen but listen, what if it was under federal contract? Okay. All
What
right.
about it?
Okay. So say it's under federal contract and your company who you work for
Mm-hmm.
who you haven't received a paycheck from because the money didn't come through the federal side for them to be able to pay you, but you still have to work. The backlog on contracts and money being sent out, the backlog on federal approvals, like I said before, for all that stuff I mentioned, even more than that, okay, there is no physical way other than the federal government being able to use your camera to spy on you to make sure you're at your computer doing your job.
Yeah, there is.
There is no other way.
Clearly, you're not understanding of what I do and what remote people do. There is
Well,
definitely, if your work's
listen, I'm
done,
not
wait
I'm
a
not
second.
going after
If
remote worker
it,
people like what
well,
you do.
that's right. Well, that's my point, dude.
There is federal
It's not
workers
something
that
you can paint a broad stroke with. There are a lot of government jobs that are done primarily, exclusively on a computer. And
we
if your
are
job is to sit in front of a
excluding,
computer, it's more efficient not to pay for office space.
but what we're doing is when we talk about this and I talk about this, I'm excluding all the people
Well, I think
that
that's
have
the
to be
only
out
people it's
in the
actually going to be
field.
affecting.
If you have to be out in the field, okay, you're excluded from this. Okay. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the people that should be at the desk, answering the fucking phones, pushing these motherfucking shit through, getting
Dave,
shit
that's
done,
what I do when
doing
I'm
it
not
productive.
traveling.
Okay, I understand that.
I'm an administrative official when I'm not traveling, and I can do that just fine. Like that, there's no government jobs that
You don't
I can
have an
think of.
office
You
building.
don't have a kid.
I have an office building. We have a home office that I could very well, like, I'm
Where's it at?
thankful that my company let me move anywhere the fuck I want in the whole country because I can do my job remotely.
Right. Because your job is uh 50% on the road fixing shit. I'm not talking about that. Okay. I'm talking about the people who used to work the 9 to 5s that are supposed to get up, shuffle their kids off, go drive their car to the parking garage, jump on the fucking
That's a huge
Southwest train,
expense.
or the fucking rail, get
Okay,
on, go
first
into town,
question.
go to work.
Is this specific job that you don't have details on? Is it 100% performed on a computer?
No.
No.
Okay. Well, that's my point. Is if your job's done in front of a fucking computer, there's
Then
no
it's
reason to
done in
pay
front
for
of your.
office space to
Okay,
occupy
so the
you. That's
ones
literally
that ain't.
like for every person, you need so many square feet in your office space. So, like, I don't know. None of us know exactly who this is going to affect and how. And yeah,
Right.
there's some
Exactly.
government officials that have been slacking off and not doing their jobs, and they've been
Right.
using the remote to skate that. And that doesn't necessarily mean that their jobs should become in service. It means that their managers aren't doing their fucking jobs
Right.
because no matter who's remote, if your manager's doing your job, then if you're doing your job, you're doing your job.
But see, here's the problem. When the workers see the managers start doing that,
Right, they start to slack off, but
right.
it's all back to
Well,
the
it's time to
manager
come back to
because
the office.
if your manager cracks the fucking whip like a good boy and tells the employees to stop
I
Does
fucking
what he's
around,
supposed to do.
right,
If I could
he or
sit there
she
and
still
sell,
has a good productive
if I
workforce.
could sell nicotine vapes by sitting at home, I'd be sitting here selling nicotine vapes instead of going into the office. But I have to
You
go
could
in.
with a little bit of internet intuity.
Listen, I told you, son of a bitch. You want to come over here and
Dude,
set
they're
anything up
making
and
it
tell
so
me
fucking
how to
easy. You
do?
could just tell Grok to do it for you, and
No, fuck
suddenly
Grok.
Honestly.
your whole website becomes
Yep.
a monetized marketplace that makes you money. That's how easy it's getting, Dave. It's
Look,
because
That's
okay.
honestly.
like
Tell
I have
Grok what you want, and there it is.
I'm
know a
working on some
12-year-old that
ideas.
used his dad as a proxy, and he knows shit about computer science or computers, right? This kid's had a phone and a video game in his hand since he's been born, but never a computer. But somehow he figured out how to clip harvest other fucking YouTube channels, and now he's literally making his dad $150,000-$250,000 a year just off of click farming, just off of clip farming.
So
Like,
next week I'm going into a t-shirt shop and I'm asking them on some prices because I got some ideas for some t-shirts. So
Oh,
I'm gonna try to bring out some merch, but I'm
yeah,
going to need
hit it.
help from you guys. So
Love that. Love
think
it.
of some ideas of what you haven't seen on a t-shirt that should be there. I got a couple ideas like I'm Gen X, you're not that special. Uh I got
Anybody want to know where this bull was to be found? Drop a comment, shoot Dave a message, and we'll shoot you a link.
um uh
Propaganda.
like for Moken, he was born in 81, so he's not Gen X. So I'm making him a shirt specifically that says born in 81, but identify as Gen X. So I'm going to
because
have that.
honestly, I mean, I was raised
Right. Exactly. Same way as I was,
same way.
you know.
I I disagree with all them science buffs out there that say the generations are based on dates. It's based on the era that you lived in.
Based on really on,
Like,
How you
listen,
grew up,
my kids
honestly.
didn't get cell phones until they were 16.
mm,
Okay.
I
I grew
didn't
up
have my
watching
first
the.
cell phone until I was 30, no, 20, 25, 26.
Right. How many millennials you know that grew up watching Howdy Doody, fucking the Three
Hey, dude.
Stooges, Abbott and Costello, the original Star Wars,
The
the
original
original
three.
Star Trek, fucking
Yeah.
V? Like, come the
V.
fuck on.
Oh, yeah. V. Alien Nation.
Or,
V.
or even remembers Andre the Giant.
Like,
Yeah.
millennials are sitting out there like, what are all those things he just said? Gen X
Right.
is not. Gen X, even if you didn't watch fucking TV growing up, Gen X would understand all of those references.
Yeah.
And they know who Andre the Giant is, or Animal.
And Princess Bride. What?
Never ending story.
Never
Truth.
ending story.
G.I. Joe.
Yeah.
Well, I think the never ending
Here
story
you
has
go.
outlasted its era because there's a lot of people who've watched it.
I know
Is,
there's a
is
lot,
there a new one?
still a lot that don't. No, they're
Yeah.
thinking about doing a new one.
Yeah, it's due
Okay.
They're
for a
thinking
reboot.
about rebooting it.
Just don't change the Luck Dragon. I love
Yeah,
that guy.
don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Don't
don't
change
Falcor.
Falcor.
change Falcor.
No, just update the scenery. You know, the statues that look, the two pillar statues that look fake as fuck. You know, update all
Yeah,
that shit, but
yeah,
leave the script and leave Falcor alone.
right. How? Who you think they're gonna get to play? I don't know a lot of kid actors right now, so I don't know
I,
who would really play. What's his
I'm
name?
not into kid actors.
actually,
Right.
now that you say that, I'm really wondering who the fuck has rights to it because, like, depending on who it is, I might not be very excited about it.
Right.
Like,
Well, if it's Disney, they're gonna fuck it up.
I guarantee you.
I promise you.
Yeah.
Uh, breaking news 7 hours ago, anyway. President Donald Trump signs order declassing MLK and JFK files.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, what
Yes.
sucks about that is it's almost been a full day because the day's ended, basically. We're waiting on tomorrow, and it hasn't been done yet. What the fuck? Why can't we look it up right now and put this on our very first fucking video show ever? Why? Why isn't it out there right fucking now?
It
right?
hasn't hit that far yet.
Yeah, it hasn't.
Dude, when
Well,
he
When it,
when he
Hunter
pardoned all the
Clinton
prisoners
testified.
from the January 6th, he made them go fucking get them out of jail right then and there. There were a
right
couple of the
then and
prisons he
there,
gave them issues, but
Yeah, I
right?
know.
quite a few of them did not and said, "Here you go. These guys should have never been in here," and let them
Yep.
out.
Yep.
So, like, I don't understand why these documents weren't put out there the instant he signed it. But okay, I'm willing. I'm willing to give him a benefit of the doubt. But
Hmm.
Mel Gibson's my favorite actor. I hope he's in the movie. Robin Williams.
Wish he
Y'all miss
was.
George Carlin.
I miss him. I miss Robin Williams too.
It's a big club, and you ain't in it. Mm. Mm-mm-mm. So can we put fucking videos on here? Did you see the Daddy's Home video with Roseanne Barr and Tom McDonald?
I love that song.
Daddy's Home. Oh, Roseanne Barr. I grew up watching that. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
Roseanne.
do y'all remember Mama's Family? How about that
Yep.
shit?
Mama's
Yep,
Family.
Mama's
Yeah.
Family.
Three's Company. Bosom Buddies.
Yep.
Where Tom Hanks got his
Sanford and
start.
fucking Son.
Sanford and Son. Yeah. Uh.
The
Uh.
Toy.
What the fuck?
Richard
The
Pryor. The
Jeffersons.
Toy.
Archie
The
Bunker.
Jeffersons.
Archie Bunker. All in the
Losing
Family.
all that. Archie.
You know.
Yeah.
Shit. I mean, we watched Dennis the Menace. Fucking.
Yep.
The original Little
Cartoons
Rascals.
Sons.
for
It's a or fucking.
The actual Little Rascals.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
Little
the
Rascals.
real Little Rascals in black and white. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Ba-na-na-na-na.
Yeah.
Na-na-na-na-na-na-na.
Gomer Pyle and the Andy Griffith Show.
Andy Griffith.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Shit like that. How about this? How about Saturday
Sometimes
morning,
you
right
wanna
after,
go
right
where
after
everybody knows
you
your
know
name.
your name.
I'll be right back.
All right. But so here's one. How many people watch fishing shows on Sunday after cartoons? Bill
What?
Dance, Orlando Wilson, Roland Martin, the great bass fisherman of Saturday and Sunday mornings on the outdoor TV program. How many people remember watching that?
I don't.
Bass tournaments? I do. I watched
I
all of them.
remember watching a couple bass tournaments, but I remember going fishing more than watching fishing.
Yeah, I did, but in
But
the wintertime when you couldn't fish, well,
oh,
when
I
you
didn't.
didn't fish, I never winter fish, so I don't know what that's about and what that's like.
I
So
was
I
too far away
never.
from a lake.
Yeah,
I could
exactly.
walk down to the pond with bluegill and throw my shit in there anytime I want, though.
Right,
I've caught dozens of bluegill in my life.
right.
So
But yeah, I mean the shit that we've seen and the music on top of that was great.
oh yeah, camping too.
Yeah, I enjoyed the music back then.
Camping was like the Boy Scouts camping. Now glamping is like a thing.
What the hell is that? What'd you just
Glamping,
say?
glamorous
Glamping?
camping.
Yeah.
Glamorous camping. It's where you bring all the luxuries of home with you.
Fuck that. All I need is a pillow, a blanket, and a couple fishing poles and something to cook the fish in.
What if you're taking your spouse?
Who cares? Get a sleeping bag.
Uh, uh,
This one it came with fucking a 50-inch screen TV and plush beds. It's
I see.
what if
I
you're taking
see
your
two
disabled
chairs.
spouse?
I see two chairs. You know, side by side.
Dude, I.
The lean back chairs, the ones that you can sleep in,
You
Yeah.
guys
You
can
know,
freak the fuck out if you want to camp with
recliner.
me, man. I bring a fucking generator, an air conditioner, my CPAP. I got like a six
no,
person I got like a 6 person fucking tent and my queen size
no,
blow up mattress and my
no,
air conditioner and my
This
refrigerator
no.
take up most
yeah,
of it.
he's glamping. He's glamping. This dude's glamping. Oh my god,
If
he's
me and my old
glamping.
lady get in a fight, I might take the old fashioned fucking hammock and fucking tent over to the corner.
Oh my god.
But
Oh,
other than that, I'm sleeping with my CPAP on a fucking blow up bed in the middle of the
oh my
woods.
god.
No,
Jesus.
uh, but I'll
no.
light a fire right up in my camp and cook some food up right by my fucking bed.
I'll fucking start up a campfire and throw a fucking cast iron skillet on that bitch and throw some fish in there with some butter and some garlic, a little bit of chives, and fucking spray a little bit of lemon on it. Oh yeah, watch this shit. I'll tell you
Man,
what. I'll go fishing and I'll fuck you both up on fishing and catch more and bigger than you.
dude, nothing
Hey,
like
that's
fishing for
fine.
bluegill. Ah, fucker.
And I know the places to go.
That's
So
fine. I'll just follow right behind you. Cast 10 feet right behind you.
I got, actually, you don't even
I'll
need to
keep the
bring a
fire
pole.
going so you don't gotta wait to cook it.
Bro, I'm telling you, my man. I
You
catch
keep
some
the
fish.
fire going, we'll catch fish.
I got a nice
You
fillet
ain't
knife
going,
you probably wouldn't let
dude.
go of if I let you use it.
You,
You'd be like, oh my god,
dude, I probably won't.
this is the best knife I've ever had. Sting!
I got a
Sting!
nice,
Sting!
I got a nice Stanley set, but bro, for real, dude, man,
Here,
I know where we could catch a lot of fish, bro. And it's
right?
not sitting there all fucking day thinking, when's the fish gonna bite? No, it's as soon as you fucking get your line set and you throw your bobber out there, you're gonna fucking. I'll show you
That's,
some crappie holes, some blue cat. Oh my god, dude! Some largemouth bass. Oh my god,
You
it'll
think
blow your mind.
you'd like that?
Oh yeah,
uh, that's a good knife.
yeah. That's a nice little knife.
These guys, do you ever watch the Gouda guy on Gouda? What's his name? He's a chef on YouTube that cooks up.
No,
Oh man, I don't know how many copyrights we're showing here. Gouda makes steaks. He does all kinds of weird shit with steaks. Like one of the things he'll do is like he'll soak it in milk for a week, like and then sous vide it. Anyway, here, this place has kick-ass knives though. It's called Dowstrong. You want to see some cool fucking shit, man? I think if as long as we keep their website up there, this is cool, no problems. But how about this knife right here?
yeah, I've seen that knife before.
And then they have a knife that is 18 inches long. Well, from here to here.
Damn.
About. And they said it's for brisket. Like you literally chop a person's head off with this fucking knife. And they're like, yeah, it's for brisket.
That's not a knife. That's a sword.
Yeah, it is. It's a short sword. Like you
That's
couldn't
not a
even call
knife.
it a knife.
That's not a knife.
This is a knife. No, it's bigger than the machete when it comes to the length. And it's sharpened fucking Damascus steel. It's also $300.
Fuck that.
So
I ain't spending all that on a fucking knife, dude.
Can't really recommend it unless you need
Yeah.
to chop off some heads or something, some
Yeah, I'm
zombies,
not
and you want to make sure
I'm
you
not
have a knife.
No,
$500.
why would you buy
Do not sponsor this.
how How
Dude,
much was
chefs
it?
spend thousands of dollars on their knives, man.
How much
$300
was
is cheap to a
$300
chef that wants that knife.
for a one-time use? No.
It's not a one-time use. It's a forever knife.
If you chop a head off, that's one-time use.
No, no. Katanas chop many a head off without dolling.
Yeah, I saw Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. You watch the how-to YouTube videos on where you watch how when they like literally fold it 1,000 times and they go chop bamboo in half and they literally chop like 10 bundles of bamboo wrapped up and they'll chop them all in fucking half over and over and over again
You're
with the
you're not
same sword.
getting it.
It's going
DNA
over my
can be
head.
traced to, it's one-time use.
You're stupid.
They're in it with the body.
Oh,
Bye.
You'd be taking out a field of zombies.
A ton of zombies with that thing.
Well, I mean, yeah, there's zombies, but I mean, if I just want to take a head off, that's not exactly a zombie.
How do you know if zombies' heads are stronger or weaker than a living human being? Like, I mean, I thought that's the whole thing is they avoid decomposition. Wouldn't zombies like technically walk the world forever if nobody
Technically,
finishes them
don't
off?
they decompose while they're walking?
Well, I
They
don't know. None of
don't
the
have no
zombie movies ever
nutrients.
fast forward
Okay,
100
okay,
fucking
so
years and see if there's
well,
just a fucking pair of teeth chattering on the fucking ground. Brains, brains.
there'd be no muscle tendons, it wouldn't chatter, bro. It's not like one of those wind up ones that go,
No, that would be like
you
100
know.
years from now. That would be the last part
Oh
because
no, bro.
it was
No, it
nourished
wouldn't
from
happen.
human flesh most
The
recently
jaw
out
is
of a
not
dead body.
connected.
So like it would
The
last longer.
jaw, no. If there are no tendons, the jaw is not connected.
No, let's say you're a zombie and you are hungry for brains or human flesh because it helps you regenerate your body enough that you can wander to the next human, right? Let's pretend that's the theory, right?
I think you need to
Now,
read that cup of
when
yours.
the last human dies, when you eat the last human, its blood was in your mouth most recently out of anything, right? Because you don't actually have a working gut anymore. So like wouldn't it like all absorb wouldn't your mouth be the last thing to be fed nourishment from a human being?
I don't know, bro. I think if once your fucking head falls off your goddamn fucking body, dude, you're
No,
done.
no, it's going over your head. I'm saying fast forward 100 years, the humans lost. The last zombie ate the last human, and there's nothing for that zombie to eat. 100 years later, what's left of the zombie? Is the zombie still alive? Is it like a
No,
fucking like because they
it's
don't
already
die?
dead. It's already dead.
Like
It's
it, but is it
already
still animated?
No, it can't be.
Bullshit. In Dungeons and Dragons, when
Look,
you leave an area,
hey,
the
listen,
zombies
we're not
never
talking
die.
about
You can come
video
back
games, dude.
6 years from now, and there's still going to be a zombie in that area.
Listen, this ain't a video game.
They don't have life.
Okay, listen, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna end this right now because now it's getting a little weird. So thanks for joining us, everybody, and we appreciate you showing up, watching. Click the like, click
Don't become a zombie.
like, subscribe, and check us out on Spotify, Gen X and beyond. We're also on X, so check us out, guys. Why ain't nothing working? There we go.
This is the first.
operator error.